Hello, guys. Today I'm back with Leviticus chapter 11 today. Today we're going to learn about clean and unclean food. Let's start. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron. He said to them, "Speak to the Israelites. Tell them, many animals live on land. Here are the only ones you can eat. You can eat any animal that has hooves that are separated completely in two, but it must also chew the cud. Some animals only chew the cud. Some only have hooves that are separated in two. You must not eat those animals. Camels chew in the cud, but their hooves are not separated in two, so they are unclean for you. Rock badgers chew the cud, but their hooves are not separated in two, so they are unclean for you. Rabbits chew the cud, but their hooves are not separated in two, so they are unclean for you. Pigs have hooves that are separated completely in two, but they do not chew the cud. Chew the cud means throws up, eat it, throws up, eat it, throws up, eat it. So they are unclean for you. You must not eat the meat of those animals. But fortunately, Jesus was born and took and died, died instead of the man. So fortunately, he took all of our everything, every sin that will be paid. He paid all the sin that will be in the future, like these times. So fortunately, we could eat pig now. So, okay. You must not eat the meat of those animals. You must not even touch their dead bodies. They are unclean for you. Many creatures live in the water of the oceans and streams. You can eat all those that have fins and scales. Treat as unclean all the creatures in the oceans or streams that do not have fins and scales. That includes all those that move together in groups and all those that do that. That do not. Treat them as unclean. Do not eat their meat. Treat their bodies as unclean. Regard as unclean everything that lives in the water that does not have any fins and scales. Here are the birds you must treat as unclean. Do not eat them because they are unclean. The birds include eagles, vultures, and black vultures. They include red kites and all kinds of black kites. They include all kinds of ravens. They include horned owls, screech owls, gulls, and all kinds of hawks. They include little owls, cormorants, and great owls. They include white owls, desert owls, and ospreys. They also include frogs, hoopoes, bats, and all kinds of herons. Treat as unclean. Treat as unclean every flying insect that walks on all fours. But you can eat some flying insects that walk on all fours. Their legs have joints so they can hop on the ground. Here are the insects you can get. You can eat all kinds of locusts, katydids, crickets, and grasshoppers. Treat as unclean every other creature with wings and four legs. You'll make yourselves unclean if you eat these things. If you touch their dead bodies, you will be unclean until evening. If a person picks up one of their dead bodies, that person must clothes. Wash their clothes. They will be unclean until evening. Suppose an animal has hooves that are not separated and completely in two. Suppose an animal does not chew the cud, then these animals are unclean for you. If you touch the dead body of any of them, you will be unclean. Many animals walk on all fours, but those that walk on their paws are unclean for you. Anyone who touches their dead bodies will be unclean until evening. If a person picks up their dead bodies, that person must wash their clothes. They will be unclean until evening. These animals are unclean for you. Many animals move along the ground. Here are the ones that are unclean for you. They include weasels, rats, and all kinds of large lizards. They also include geckos, monitor lizards, and wall lizards, skinks, and chameleons. These are the animals that move around on the ground that are unclean for you. If you touch their dead bodies, you will be unclean until evening. Suppose one of them dies and falls on something, then that thing will be unclean. It does not matter what it is used for. It does not matter whether it is made out of wool, cloth, hydro rough clothes, put it in water. It will be unclean until evening. After that, it will be clean. Suppose one of these animals fall into a clay pot, then everything in the pot will be unclean. You must break the pot. Any food that could be eaten but has water on it that came from that pot is unclean. And any liquid that could be drunk from it un- unclean from it is unclean. Anything that the body of one of these animals falls on becomes unclean if it is an oven or cooking pot. Break it. It is unclean, and you must consider it unclean. But a spring or a well for collecting water remains clean. That is true even if the dead body of one of these animals falls into it, but anyone who touches the dead body is not clean. If the dead body falls on any seeds that have not been planted yet, the seeds remain clean. But suppose water has already been put on the seeds, and suppose the dead body falls on them, then they are unclean for you. Suppose an animal you are allowed to eat dies, if anyone touches that body, they will be unclean until evening. If they eat part of the dead body, they must wash their clothes. They will be unclean until evening. If they pick up the dead body, they must wash their clothes. They will be unclean until evening. Treat as unclean every creature that moves along the ground. Do not eat it. Do not eat any of these creatures. It does not matter whether they move on their bellies. It does not matter whether they walk on all fours or many feet. It is unclean. Do not make yourselves unclean by eating any of these animals. Do not make yourselves unclean because of them. Do not let them make you unclean. I am the Lord your God. Set yourselves apart, be holy, because I am holy. Do not make yourselves unclean by eating any creatures that move along the ground. I am the Lord. I brought you up out of Egypt to be your God. So be holy, because I am holy. These are the rules about animals and birds. These are the rules about every living thing that moves around the water. And these are the rules about every creature that moves along the ground. You must be able to tell the difference between what is clean and what is not. You must allow to be able to tell the difference between living creatures that can be eaten and those that can't. Okay, so it seems like we read a lot of books, so let's, I guess, read the blogs, I guess. Okay, Life in Bible Times. Clean and unclean animals. God made certain rules for what the Israelites could eat. The rules told them what animals they could and could not eat or sacrifice. If an animal was okay to eat or sacrifice, it was called a clean animal. It was not okay to eat or sacrifice unclean animals. Get a picture to see some clean and unclean animals. So it looks like the clean animals were the clean animals you can eat was goat, sheep, cow, and the animal you could not eat was the unclean animals: rat, pigs, rabbit, duck, bald eagle, owls, camels, pelicans, and another, and etc. So, okay, so let's start praying. Let's start. Dear God, today we learned about Leviticus chapter 11. Today we learned about clean and unclean animals, and you will be unclean when you touch an unclean animal, or unclean animal. You touch an unclean animal, or you touch a dead unclean animal. And today it was a very good lesson. And also, they'll love you forever and thank you always. Amen. So we read a lot of books today, but also thank you for watching my video.